Good day. This is our presentation for the 2019 Project Management Office Global Awards. We are Savant Integrated Concepts Limited, and I am Uluyemi Shonbi, the Chief Executive Officer of Savant, and I will be making this presentation along with my colleagues. Savant incorporated in October 2008 and started full operations when we secured our first mandate in December of the same year. Savant is the pioneer, fully indigenous company for construction project management in Nigeria. We provide high quality and efficient services through a team of experienced professionals with diverse backgrounds, ensuring we accomplish our mission to have a positive, quantifiable impact on our clients' bottom line and business growth in the construction and real estate industries. Our vision is to be Africa's premier project management organization, providing a service of discernible value to our clients and stakeholders in the construction and real estate industries. Our product offerings are project management, turnkey development management, repairs and maintenance services, as well as quantity surveying services. We are committed to operating in line with our core values, which include acting with integrity in an open learning environment of continuous improvement when building your dreams. Our people, all Prince 2 certified project managers, are professionals who come from every discipline required in the construction industry, which include, but is not limited to, architecture, structural engineering, electrical engineering, quantity surveying, building technology, and law. Together, with a common vision, creativity, and commitment, we have grown into an effective team accountable to each other and our stakeholders in the pursuit of excellence. These efforts were rewarded by the Tony Elumelu Foundation, ranking Savant number 18 of the top 50 fast-growing companies in Nigeria in March 2013. Our PMO model has evolved to provide services to two broad groups of clientele, Savant itself and our clients. The information pathways we created as avenues of continuous feedback initiated the differentiation process between our clients has resulted in a classification of three categories: the client, the consultants, and the contractors. This model provides our team with the 360-degree feedback required for the continuous evaluation of our operations and an assessment of the entire PMO model. My colleagues and I will provide more details when discussing our PMO structure. This slide provides a snapshot on our history and evolution as a project management office, depicting how we have progressed and grown through 5 distinct phases, which are in summary: beginning operations as a typical startup, establishing PMO unit in our 3rd year. In phase 3, we reconfigured ourselves to function as a PMO, providing a single solution to all stakeholders. In phase 4, we came to the realization that a single solution would not work and divided our stakeholders into 4 distinct groups and created solutions for each one. We have now been operating for 2 years in the 5th phase of our evolution as a full PMO office to 4 distinct client groups. Our phase 1 covers the first 2 years of operation, and as with all startup operations, the promoter, who was also the managing director, handled all the company's operational and organizational needs. By the end of year 2, Savant had a total of 3 staff members: the promoter, a construction site officer, and an administrative assistant. Phase 2 commences in year 3 and lasts for 3 years. It is in this phase that Savant established a PMO unit with 2 team members who shared the responsibility of operations with the managing director and attended to the growing administrative needs, governance, and regulatory requirements of the company. The other functions of the PMO at this stage were to ensure compliance, manage the distribution and scheduling of company resources. Savant's operations had to be agile enough to accommodate the growing needs of the organization, especially the demands for increased communications from our clients. By the end of year 5, Savant had a headcount of 7 staff. Phase 3 commences in year 6. Savant was now serving clients from diverse backgrounds as it came to the realization that the scope of works of other stakeholders had a direct impact on its ability to function and deliver on its promise of excellent services. Consequently, in our determination to achieve project success, we had to expand our scope to include the management of these other stakeholders. Savant functioned as the project management office to them by providing project templates for reporting, monitoring, as well as standard terms of engagement for all stakeholders, thereby establishing a single solution to the issues. The PMO office increased to 4 people during this 3-year growth period and changed the leadership of the PMO unit to a lawyer. Communication between our stakeholders and ourselves was hierarchical in nature. Feedback came up from the project managers on site to the office managers and onto the managing director. We found that sometimes the delivery of information evolved as it moved up through the different management levels. Nevertheless, at the beginning of year 7, though Savant continued to deliver on its mandates, we identified that there were still areas for improvement. Phase 4 is our phase of discovery and a very short phase. We quickly came to the realization that stakeholders could not be treated in the same way. That is, our single solution just did not work. Their needs were as diversified as the functions they performed on the project. Internally, within our organization, we also streamlined our operations and divided our service offering into 4 distinct units, adding on to the 3 units which made up of our previous identified external stakeholders: the consultants, the client, and the contractor. In phase 5, Savant has now been functioning as a fully fledged project management office for almost 5 years, and we are back where we started, with no PMO unit at all. The whole office and all the members of staff, now 15, operate as a unit of many parts. As we have matured in performing these functions, particularly in the last 2 years, it has resulted in greater organizational efficiency, which is evidenced by a high rate of repeat clients and a significantly increased referral rate for new projects, and all of this achieved with no marketing at all. It is now my pleasure to introduce Bolaji Sotile, Savant's Chief Operating Officer, who will take us through the PMO structure in greater detail.
Thank you, Oliemi. And just as you've mentioned, I will take in the PMO structure of Savant Integrated Concept Limited. Our mandate is providing the support system needed for effective delivery of organizational goals and objectives. These goals and objectives are, however, carried out in 3 different phases. Phase 1 is as a service within the organization. Phase 2 is as a service externally to stakeholders who rely on our project management office experience in carrying out their home deliverables. Phase 3 is a relationship between the internally and the external stakeholders in creating a feedback that is used as a metric for evaluating the overall PMO model. I will in the next few slides be taking you through each of these phases and how it affects our organizational processes. The internal phase of our PMO operations is structured in the following way. It is led by a team of 5, the Chief Executive Officer, the Chief Operating Officer, the Project Management Officer, the Finance and Administrative Officer. who basically provide the administrative functions in terms of standardization, governance, processes, and repository. All these are structured to interface with the various departments within the Savant Integrated Concept Limited organization. This department consists of the Project Management Department, led by a project management team head who has saddled the responsibilities of project coordination and integration and administration, client representative services, project assurance management, procurement management, and project rescue management. All these are various service offerings under the project management structure that is being guided by the administrative functions. These processes, once infused into the project management team, are processed within each department service offering and also in return sends it back to the administrative functions for further processing and improvement. The other department is also the turnkey development, who handles our design and build development functions, retrofits, and general construction contracting. It also administers our processes to the repairs and maintenance department, who handles the plumbing installation repairs work, electrical installation repairs work, air conditioning troubleshooting, roof leakages, painting, and horticultural works. And the last of our team is the quantity surveying department, when we have contract administration, cost control, life cycle costing, and value engineering. Our project management office is set up to deliver processes in terms of standardization, governance, and repository to each of the departments, which also in return sends a feedback, as you can see in the red arrow, back to the administrative function, providing that interface for the checks and balances. With the internal phase of our PMO operation structured to show the interface between the administrative functions and the various departments within the organization, it essentially sets up Savant as an organization to be a group that defines and maintains standards for project management services, particularly in the construction environment where we operate. Our operation as an organization is largely with three major stakeholders in the construction environment. The first stakeholder is the client, who essentially provides the project brief that also leads to the business case. Understanding the project brief of the client is essential at the beginning of every project so as to make sure that client expectations are met. This is put in place by providing service agreement, schedule reporting plan, quality management plan, communication plan, and procurement management plan. Clients are unique in their way, and as such, when these supplies needs are delivered to the client, a feedback is expected from the client to be sure that there's a perfect understanding of what the documentation talks about and what the client actually expects. The second stakeholder we deal with are the consultants. The consultants are essentially the ones with the technical expertise to put together the client's brief. We need to ensure that the client also have the right documentation between themselves and the client, themselves and the Savant organization to carry out their function effectively. These documentations are service agreement, drawings design implementation plan, validation certificate, completion certificate, coordination meetings, and operating manuals. Having set out this documentation, it is also important that consultants provide the brief as a feedback to be sure that there is a perfect understanding of what they are required to do and that their unique way and style of operation also flows with the requirement of Savant as an organization. The third stakeholder are the contractors, who essentially are the ones to execute the brief of the client with the supervision of the consultants. Having understood the project brief, having gotten the technical expertise of the consultant, it is essential to be sure that the contractor has the right documentation for him to carry out these services. These documentation sometimes come in form of contract documentation, site operation supervision documentation, subcontract application assessment, health and safety management plan. Not only do we give the contractors these processes, we also expect the feedback from the contractors to be sure that they understand these processes and they are also able to work with them. The three stakeholders mentioned here form our external PMO operation that Savant as a body is able to carry out in the pursuit of excellence. With the internal PMO operation structure established, as well as that of the external PMO operation, perhaps one of the most important part of our structure is the interface between the internal PMO operation and the external PMO operation. This interface is what provides us with the feedback which we use as metrics for evaluating the PMO model. This metrics helps us, amongst other things, to get the following. One of the most important benefits of the feedback is increased self-awareness. We're able to get complete reports that includes our strengths and areas for improvement. It gives us an insight into how we are perceived by various stakeholders in relation to other service providers. The feedback provides a well-rounded and balanced view of our processes. In this model, feedback isn't just given from the internal operations, but we also get a variety of views from outside the organization. This provides a fair and more accurate picture of our project management office duties. The feedback also helps us to review our strengths. Unearthing strengths is important for acknowledgement and also for organizational improvement. Identifying strength in a particular competency allows for the creation of a tailored development and training plan. It also helps the company to uncover blind spots in our processes. This enables us to understand the impact of some of our processes that we never noticed ourselves. Uncovering blind spots is important for continuous improvement. Highlighting blind spots allows us to focus on learning and development needs that are applicable to those overlooked processes. The most important aspect of the feedback is that they give us a starting point for the development of new skills and processes. These include building a current strength and developing new processes. It gives us ownership over our own improvement through the creation of customized development plans. This encourages accountability and gives us control over our growth system. This in turn is thereafter imputed back into the internal PMO operation process, hereby completing our cycle of the PMO model. I would right now like to hand you over to Unena Urebulom to take us through the next slides.
Thank you very much, Bolaji. The main objective of Savant as an organization is to continuously provide services as a project management office to ourselves internally and externally to clients and other stakeholders in the industry, namely the contractors and the consultants. This we achieve through a number of processes which are not limited to the following: by acting as a repository, by providing governance functions, by ensuring standardization, by effective resource management. In the next few slides, I will elaborate further on these four processes. Savant as a repository serves as a data center for knowledge and information pertaining to the company and its projects, and providing such information as at when due so as to aid in decision making internally and to serve the stakeholders externally. It also acts as the central resource point for project-related data, project-related materials, and lessons learned in the course of the execution of our projects. It serves to create templates which are used in the project management system and update such templates to ensure best practices are implemented. It further serves as the custodian of all information and data related to the company. Under the governance function, Savant as the project management office provides direction and operative assistance, supporting the project managers in their operative activities, who in turn provide the support required by our stakeholders. The project management office handles the planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of the various project managers and their projects to ensure their efficient performance. Internally, the Project Management Office is responsible for supervising and coordinating the different projects and their project managers. In turn, the project managers externally supervise the consultants and contractors for the clients in order for the projects to run efficiently. The Project Management Office comes up with the required regulations, policies, procedures, ethics, and guidelines which are required for the project management system and are to be adhered to and implemented in the organization by the project managers. Externally, these project managers also extend these policies and guidelines which are utilized in the management of the projects. Another major function of the Project Management Office is standardization. Our PMO is responsible for setting standards on the processes and procedures that everyone must adhere to company-wide and ensuring that those standards are enforced. Standardization makes it easier for us to compare and assess our projects and for anyone not meaningfully involved in a particular project to come in at any time to assist. By engaging with various groups within the company to create clear performance measurement and monitoring standards for projects, we are able to develop project management standards that management and employees support. This we do by setting a baseline. For example, using previous performance as a base for improvement to pave the path for productivity and benchmarking our performance internally and externally with other key players. With standardized operating procedures and documentation, when projects need to be initiated, conflicts arise, or a task needs to be assigned, the teams know how to take action. Creating standard processes and workflows, along with clear definition of roles, eliminates confusion and empowers the team to go past any roadblocks which may arise in the execution of their projects. The PMO also ensures that every department and project team in the organization uses the same methods and tools across board, as having a consistent standard across all projects of the organization is the first step towards high project management maturity, which in turn is one of the most important factors for project success. The last process to be discussed here is resource management. Savant PMO is responsible for providing training, not just in the area of project management and the various project management tools, but also in soft skills development, such as leadership skills, negotiation skills, teamwork, communication skills, problem-solving skills, proper work ethic, flexibility and adaptability, interpersonal skills, and capacity development. The PMO evaluates the resources at the company's disposal and manages the availability of people and supplies for projects. The PMO also handles the assignment of these resources to the projects, ensuring that we have adequate capacity for the number of projects we undertake, such that no persons are overworked or underworked. In addition, the PMO helps to ensure that there is the proper combination of tools and people to create a collaborative, transparent, and productive work environment. The PMO also handles motivation of staff. We motivate by sharing positive feedback, by organizing retreats and team bonding activities, one of which we call TGIF, an acronym for Thank God It's Friday, which occurs every last Friday of the quarter, as we realize that finding time for project team members to get to know each other and build a rapport builds trust, breaks down barriers, and opens communication lines. Furthermore, we give awards and recognition for any little thing, as we realize that celebrating victories, no matter how big or small, such as meeting a deadline, can go a long way in motivating staff. We believe that our processes and functions as a project management office have resulted in certain benefits to Savant as an organization and our stakeholders over time. First of all, we believe that there is improved strategic alignment between business objectives and projects initiated. The PMO ensures that the objectives and business case of each project is clearly stated and understood by the team. Thus, the goal for embarking on any project is clearly communicated to the project manager and team members, who therefore ensure that this objective is achieved within the defined parameters and baselines. Furthermore, as the PMO maintains standards and continuously works on optimizing efficiency, documenting processes, and reporting project progress, this has helped the management in making strategic decisions about which projects to continue to invest in. There is effective utilization of resources, helping in establishing an integrated framework of project reporting. We believe there is increased productivity through standardization, as by owning and maintaining best practices, the PMO has helped to ensure procedures are maintained. That way, the teams don't have to reinvent the wheel with each project. There is thus better collaboration across board as the interests of team members and stakeholders are better aligned. We believe that there is increased morale and motivation of our staff, clients, consultants, and contractors. For the staff, by increasing responsibility and trust in the project managers and sharing positive feedback, they are more motivated and inspired to perform more efficiently and exceed expectations. Furthermore, transparency regarding the decision-making process ensures that everyone within the organization is working towards a common objective. Also, ensuring that our people working on projects are aligned to strategic corporate goals and which match their skill sets allow for growth and innovation. For the clients, as the project management office, we save their time so that they can focus on their other business goals. We assume ownership of the project from inception to completion, help organize and lead the team that serve our clients' specific needs, and work to see that the entire process of their projects run through successfully. Thus, by handling the reins of the day-to-day scheduling, vendor management, and construction oversight, our clients have the time to focus on their businesses. Secondly, as our clients are allowed to provide feedback and they see such feedback being implemented, they are left with the feeling that their input counts for something. On the part of the consultants and contractors, their interactions with the clients are adequately managed. Milestone deliverables and payments are adequately tracked. Issues and risks are identified early and managed. Therefore, reporting models are agreed upon and quality is not compromised. Furthermore, as our stakeholders see that we are willing to listen to their specific needs and provide the support and services they require, they are more willing to engage us and refer our services. As we all know, happy stakeholders translate to more projects. We believe that there is improved communication, not just internally between management and the project managers, but also externally with our stakeholders. Furthermore, the reduction in bureaucracy allows for faster communication. Also, flexibility in the mode of communication and reporting styles between the project managers and stakeholders allow for improved communication. Furthermore, the roles and responsibilities of the organization have moved from a typical hierarchical structure to a flat one. Everyone in the organization is deemed to be a project management office analyst. And so, as there are fewer levels of management between the CEO and project managers, and the project managers are more engaged in the decision-making process, there's a heightened sense of responsibility and accountability. This has also allowed for improved coordination and speed of communication within the organization.
The final phase of our presentation is to discuss the next steps for Savant Integrated Concepts Limited as a project management office. It is our desire to tap into the advancement in information and communication technology to further improve our processes with various stakeholders. Some of these steps are creating an online reporting model. Company reports are manually on paper and can take a lot of time and energy. It also results in high expenses and requires involvement of substantial workforce. Besides, The reports are also needed to be updated on a daily basis. We believe that one of the most efficient ways of coming out of this problem of report creation and management is to use an online reporting model. We believe it will help us to save our time and also enables us to create and update an unlimited number of reports at our convenience. Also, using existing and develop new applications to manage processes. While we intend to make use of existing project management applications to aid our processes, our long-term goal is to develop a Savant application that will conform to our specific project management model and that is particularly easy to tailor to the different needs of each stakeholder within the model. Our hope is to establish a better connection with stakeholders, promote a quick feedback system, and essentially provide more value. A centralized project repository via cloud system. Our aim is to provide an automated way of organizing, capturing, digitizing, approving, storing, assessing, and completing tasks involving our business files and documents. We hope to adopt the use of a cloud-based document management system, which we believe will provide a secure and central online repository of all our documents. It essentially allows our internal and external stakeholders through a verifiable process to easily search and retrieve files and share with others. We believe this will also translate to the overall efficiency, productivity, and saving for Savant Integrated Concepts Limited as a project management office company, while also contributing to the paperless movement that's good for the environment. Another step for us to achieve is getting a PMO certification for Savant Integrated Concepts Limited as a company. Certification provides credibility and also enhances opportunities in a given business environment. We are therefore aiming for a PMO certification to standardize our existing structure of being a PMO organization. This will likely enable us to go further in our aim of training and creating PMO departments for organizations. We at Savant Integrated Concept Limited, I thank you for the opportunity to have presented our PMO model to you with an overview of where we started from and where we hope to be in the near future. Thank you once again.